All right, let's come back to this now. Parliament's ad hoc committee has postponed its hearings until KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi concludes his testimony before the Madlanga Commission. Evidence leader Advocate Norman Arendse telling members of Parliament today that Mkhwanazi will only be available after the 22nd of September, after he's done engaging the Madlanga Judicial Commission of Inquiry. The ad hoc committee was established to probe explosive claims made by Mkhwanazi during his July press conference, where he alleged that there was collusion between police, politicians and organized crime. Members of Parliament debated whether he should be the first witness in the parliamentary probe, with most agreeing that his testimony must come before others are called. While the EFF and Action SA pushed for him to be subpoenaed, the committee resolved to wait until he is available. All right, let's get more on this development now. And Qaanitah Hunter is with us in studio tonight. Qaanitah, good to have you here. I imagine that some members of that ad hoc committee were not very happy with the postponement. How did everything go down?
Well, this ad hoc committee has a fixed timeline, and that timeline has already been compromised in some way because the technical team of the evidence leaders and Parliament's legal team, engaging with possible witnesses, etc., has already taken more than a month. And so now they came to give feedback today to say, well, Mkhwanazi, they spoke to him, they discussed with him, and he said he cannot come and appear and give a statement to Parliament because he is already busy with his work with the Madlanga Commission. Now, we know that he will appear before the Madlanga Commission on the 17th of September, which is next week. He obviously, before he goes there, he has to sit probably day and night with lawyers crafting a statement that will be then presented to that commission, and then we'll have to do the same for a statement before the parliamentary probe. Now, this puts him in a bit of a difficult situation as to what does he prioritize, number one, and number two is when does he appear and when does he actually continue doing his work. And now there was concern from members of the ad hoc committee to say no, but Mkhwanazi may be undermining Parliament's probe because Parliament does not, and Julius Malema made the point to say this is not some junior inquiry, and that Parliament has powers to subpoena him. But other members of Parliament said, well, he is not resisting coming to this inquiry. All he's saying is that I need to focus on the Madlanga Commission first, and then I will then be able to come and provide testimony to the Parliament's probe on this particular matter. So
it appears it's a scheduling issue, and I do recall at the very start of this ad hoc committee trying to piece things together, even trying to bed down the terms of reference. They did bring up this issue. In fact, it was the ANC member of that committee, Dumiseni Nduli, who was proposing at the time whether the parliamentary probe should actually move to Gauteng in order that if they want witnesses that would have been appearing before the Madlanga inquiry, it's a seamless exercise. But I guess they ultimately could not find each other there. And so here we are. The parliamentary process, therefore, it's going to start at the end of September. Is that now the all-accepted view, or there are still those who are saying no?
So the chairperson of the ad hoc committee, Soviet Lechanyanya, put it to each member to see what would the majority view say. And there was some back and forth about whether could they start with other witnesses in the meantime and then come to Mkhwanazi later so that they do not waste time. And then the overwhelming view was that you cannot do that because essentially this entire inquiry is hinged on allegations made by Mkhwanazi. And there was some suggestion from Glenys Breitenbach to say, we know what he's going to say. He said what he said publicly. And the ANC pushing back and saying, no, we don't know what he's going to say to us as the parliamentary committee, given our terms of reference. At the end, Soviet Lechanyanya saying to the committee that they will obviously make him the first witness and wait until he's available. Let's take a listen.
Mkhwanazi is going to be our first witness. So So I believe that we will no longer move in circles, going this way, that way. We now know what our decision is.
All right. Well, as things stand, that parliamentary probe only scheduled to begin towards the end of September. Thank you very much, Qaanitah Hunter. Thank you for that update.